Chapter 24, the explosive power of the Spirit. You remember that Luke, the non-Jew, Gentile doctor who traveled with Paul, wrote both the Gospel of Luke and the book of Acts. Acts is sometimes called the Acts of the Apostles. In the introduction, Dr. Luke explains to Theophilus, evidently a high Roman official, that he is trying to give an orderly account of the early missionary activity of the church. Those early disciples were very ordinary people, folks like you and me. Just look at them for a moment. Impetuous Peter, an uneducated fisherman, leaped to his feet and began to preach to the crowd in Jerusalem at Pentecost. Barnabas was a beautiful, supportive man. They gave him that name Barnabas because it means son of encouragement. He encouraged Paul. He encouraged his nephew, John Mark. I know encouragers like that, don't you? Stephen, Greek, Jew, convert, was asked to help give a fair amount of food to all the widows. But Stephen witnessed so powerfully he became the first martyr. Philip, also a Greek Jew convert, also was chosen to feed the widows. He was the first to break out of Jerusalem, go into Samaria, convert the Ethiopian finance minister, and to raise 4 daughters to be preachers. Speaking of women, in a culture that did not educate or empower women, Dorcas was full of charity and good works. I know Christian women like that. Priscilla was a great help to Paul. Lydia, a businesswoman in Philippi, was the first European to be baptized, and she opened up her home to the missionaries. Paul, of course, is the central figure in Acts. Raised a conservative Pharisee Jew, trained to be a rabbi, he persecuted the first Christians. He held the coats while they stoned Stephen. But after his conversion, he did missionary work all over Asia Minor, then into Europe by way of Macedonia and Greece, finally executed in Rome. But the lead character of Acts is the Holy Spirit. Jesus empowering his followers then and now to carry on the work. On the day of Pentecost, when the people received the Holy Spirit, they proclaimed the message, each in his own native language, proving that the gospel is to go to the entire world. So, wherever they went, they spoke authoritatively in the down-to-earth dialect language of the people. Jesus was and is still at work. So, Acts is not the end of the story, but the beginning.